Jason Walker, Walker Tea Review, and we're here with you again, going to join together in a little tasting experience. We have Adagio's Golden Spring that we're looking at today. I'm going to use my fingers. This is going to be more convenient to do. Also, sometimes your spoon doesn't really let you get in and treat the leaves respectfully. Sometimes you end up crushing, damaging your leaves. Okay, it's a little piece of kind of string or something in there. That's why we often rinse our leaves to get rid of any kind of residues, dust, other things that may have collected on our teas. Also gives us a chance to warm up our vessels, our cups and steeping cup, tasting cup here. So let me go ahead and start this one up. There we are. Set that aside. Get our water out of the way. Also, we're going to rinse out these. And again, this is Adagio's Golden Spring. So we're going to be able to give an introduction of that as well. Instructions provided talk about the steeping water temperature, suggested 212 degrees boiling, and a steep time of 5 minutes. Okay, this is a black tea, as offered for a sample size like this, I should say, for $4. It's from the Fujian province, so that gives us a little bit of background on this tea. A little piece of residue there I'm going to get rid of. Now, our leaves, what you're going to see from the picture below, is you have a mix of wiry / curly leaves that are quite small. Let me pull out a few. You're seeing leaves that are a dark brown. They are, let me get one that's a little straighter here. Yeah, here we go. Less than ½ an inch in length. They have some of them have a fuzzy texture or downy texture about them. And you have a dark brown color, and then you have also a presence of a golden yellow color as well. Again, still small, curled, wrapped or twisted leaves. Okay, and it looks like about a 50-50 of the gold and the darker brown, and you're getting solid fruit notes off of this. It smells like a sweet open cut peach. The juices are of a peach as well. So that's quite nice. Already good fragrance coming off of those leaves. Let's see if we had enough time. Yeah, that's because we're using a smaller, lower amount of water. That gives us a little bit more to, this is a higher volume of leaf. I'm going to also pour some into here so that we can look at this, and then pour the rest into here. It's nice to sometimes use our steeping vessel or our traditional Chinese tasting cups. One, we have our taller cup, which is going to be able to smell the aroma from, but before that we're going to cap it, and then we're going to flip it over because we're going to be drinking out of the wider one there. Let that set aside for just a minute. What we're going to notice about the wet leaf before we go any further, our wet leaf has unlocked. They've actually swollen and apparently increased in size. I'm getting that kind of brisk tannin smell. I'm getting a hint of a bit of maltiness or earthiness to it as well. And our smells are still kind of a baked peach type smell, roasted peach pie element as well. A faint little bit of citrus as well. It's like if you made a pie with a little bit of orange and peach, mostly peach. So still very pleasant to look at. Our colors have become uniform, so that they're all a milk chocolate type brown color. Okay, so that's something that you want to look at and consider when you're preparing or choosing your teas and steeping them. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give this one a smell as well. Yeah, I'm detecting the maltiness. The malty aspect was stronger in the aroma of that. But before we go ahead and taste, we also want to talk a little bit about the color, so that you can see what we have here is an amber color, deeper than a whiskey, for example, than a lot of your whiskeys. But let's see, all somewhat lighter than some of your other black teas, like your traditional Indian style black teas, okay, or your Sri Lankan type style blacks as well. Still a little bit similar to some of the lighter ones, or lighter than those. Okay, set that aside so that we can give this one a bit of a taste now. And again, our tasting and our notes here are based on this steeping and previous steepings that we've done off camera, because we give it a more than one steep, so that we can get the full range of experience from that tea. I'm getting that malty taste, and I'm getting that kind of again, that kind of baked peach aspect to it. So those were the first two that came into play. The profile, the body, I should say, at least this one was lighter. Let me go ahead and give it a more full swish around. Yeah, the body on this, it didn't really just wrap around and cover my whole mouth. I'm also not detecting a very powerful aftertaste as well. The briskness was quite light to very faint, somewhere in there. It's not one of those teas that you're going to say, oh, this is brisk, or this is puckery. That's going to be comparable to, like we said, some of the more traditional British style black teas. Okay, so to kind of give this a wrap up and talk a little bit before we do that, I did want to mention in previous tastings, I also detected a bit of a note of tomato juice, that kind of zesty, almost citrus aspect to it as well. But to kind of give it a wrap up as well, yes, it did have the earthiness. It did have a bit of, it had some fruit notes of peach in there. We mentioned a little bit of tomatoey juice type taste as well. Give a little bit of zest there. Stringency was medium compared to other black teas. We would have liked to have seen a little bit more on the briskness aspect, a somewhat stronger aftertaste, because it is a worthwhile tea, but it doesn't. You're not able to enjoy it that long in your mouth. I would like to be able to treasure that, savor it for a few more moments. So we give this an 87 from Adagio. This is their Golden Spring. I'm Jason Walker, and this is Walker Tea Review.